Hello, everybody. Welcome to a retro review today of the Kalitta Charters 2 727-200F by Gemini Jets. So this model was released back in the March 2021 releases, a famous release for including the Delta Connection CRJ 900, registration November 821 Sierra Kilo. Also released in that release had some of the notable releases were the Frontier 321, Steve the Eagle, United Express CRJ 200, which I did end up getting later. Of course, I did get the CRJ 900 on a later date. There's also the Amerijet Cargo 767-300, and then this Kalitta Charter 727 was included as well. This is actually the first model that I picked up from that release set back in the summer of 2021. So the box, of course, is your standard Gemini Jet steel right here. We have the aircraft right there. The Kalitta Charter's two titles on the bottom of the flap. There, the aircraft would be inside, and then we'll lift this up so you can see some of the details of the aircraft, so you can feel free to read that. But yeah, pretty much a standard Gemini Jets box. You've pretty much seen them all at this point, so we'll move that off to the side, and we'll bring in our model right here. So, of course, this one, the 727 right here, quite a rare mold for Gemini to use these days. It's not, since 727 is not that common of an aircraft anymore, this mold isn't used very often, so this is a rare glimpse into this mold by Gemini Jets back when they released this in 2021. So we'll get on with our review right here. We have up front here our cockpit windows. There's also a little bit of an anti-glare shield right there below them. Here we have an L1 door, which should be used by the crew to board the aircraft, but of course, this is a freighter. There would be no passengers, so but that would really be the only door that we use to board this aircraft. Here is the nose gear down there and the nose wheel doors. Also, the landing gear, they roll really well on this model, which is very nice to see. Here we have the cargo door right here. You can kind of see outlined in gray right there. We also have the Kalitta Charters 2 titles in gray up here. I'm not sure why it is Kalitta Charters 2. If there's like an original Kalitta Charters that failed or something. Of course, this is under the Kalitta Air Cargo company, who operate 747s. They're pretty famous for doing that. This is their charter brand, which I guess they operate charter flights. They use some pretty obscure aircraft types. Obviously, they have a few 727s, and they also have 737-400s, and also some old Learjets. So a very interesting brand there, and so yeah, it's very interesting. They have a pretty plain livery, but it is still pretty cool right here. There's an overwing exit right there. We also see our two red and gray cheat line right here going down the middle of our aircraft. Very nice, pretty retro as well. And of course we see our wings, which feature all the applicable details and are very nicely molded right here on this aircraft. And here's the underside of the aircraft. Gemini Jets logo, stand hole, and then our main landing gear as well. We also have two antennae on the bottom, one on top, and there's also a beacon up there. Here's our L2 door, and of course 727. It is a tri-jet right here, so you have all three of your jet engines on the empennage of this aircraft. Very nice right there. Registration is November 726 Charlie Kilo. And then here is the gray tail right there. As you can see, the lines kind of part ways, and then pretty much the whole aft section of the aircraft is all in gray. But a lot of good details on the APU right here. Gemini just did a fantastic job on that one. And then, yeah, we have our horizontal stabilizers as well on the top, as this is a T-tail. So a lot of great detail on this aircraft by Gemini Jets. It is a cradle mold, however. So, not obviously the most realistic. You do get the seams on the bottom of the fuselage right there. But it is an older mold, considering that the 727 is an older aircraft in general. Not many flying around these days, so I guess Gemini just didn't see the need to update it, which is understandable. So the mold is a little bit lacking in that characteristic, but ultimately not the biggest deal in my opinion. So it is a very cool aircraft here by Gemini. It's actually my first 727 in the collection as well. So a lot of firsts in my collection with this model. And it is a very nice one as well. So yeah, fantastic job by Gemini Jets on this one. I actually did see this aircraft in person, and that is why I wanted to pick it up, because I saw it in person at MSP back in winter of 2021, and I figured it was too good an opportunity to pass up on when this model was released. So I did end up getting it, and super happy to have it in the collection here. Although haven't really seen much use for it in many airport updates, just a few fictional ones. But Kalitta 2 have started flying to MSP with their 737-400s. So in a future airport update, I would like to include it in place of one of those Kalitta Charter 747 or 737-400s. I think that would be quite interesting. That'll do it for our retro review today. It was a quite short one, I guess, but pretty simple aircraft here, but a very interesting one indeed by Gemini Jets. So glad they made this one, and glad to have picked it up. That'll do it for today's video. Thank you all for checking this one out. I will see you tomorrow, and as always, good night. Auf Wiedersehen.